Hey Aries, it's Regina here from Tarot and Time in Kent, Connecticut. Let's jump into the month of September using tarot and astrology for everyday living. So this month, Saturn is going to move back out of your sign. And it's been hanging out with you for a few months now. You know, it's kind of been this back and forth thing because it's been retrograding. It's kind of been like lingering on this 29 degrees of Pisces into 0 degrees of Aries. And we know that Saturn, the planet of restriction, hardship, but it is the planet of long-term success. It rules the sign Capricorn, which Capricorn knows good things take time to build. It's the worst placement for Saturn. So it's in its fall in your sign. So on September 1st, Saturn leaves. It goes back to 29 degrees of Pisces. It'll be a little bit of a relief for you. Although all you early end Aries, the ones that are born closer to the sign change at the end of March, you're still going to feel Saturn really close to you because it's just over the border into Pisces. Now, Neptune is still hanging out with you, and this is the last month it'll be in your sign. It's going to go back into Pisces in October, and then it will come back to you next year. So you're kind of off the hook a little bit this month. You can kind of chill a little bit this month, although you have a lot of activity going on in the sign across from you, which is Libra, the relationship sign. So we know the sun will be in Libra on the 22nd. And we know that there's going to be a couple other planets there. Mercury is going to end up in Libra on the 18th. The 18th is a very important day to be careful. Stand your ground. Don't give in to bullies with Mercury and Libra opposite Neptune there on the 18th. Now, on the 4th, Mars in Libra is going to be square Jupiter in Cancer, so you can win. So make sure you mark your calendar September 4th. You can win. September 15th is all about teaming up because Venus is going to be in the sign of Leo. It's going to be sextiling, a positive aspect, Mars, the planet of action, in Libra, which is opposite you, Aries. It's a good time to team. Now, I know you don't really like to team up, Aries. Usually you like to do things yourself, but there's a lot of opportunities to team up. But then when we get over to the 18th, we want to stand our ground. Now, on the 22nd of the month, your ruling planet Scorpio, sorry, that's not true. Your ruling planet Mars is going to enter Scorpio, and Mars rules Scorpio. It also rules you. It was the original ruler of Scorpio before they found Pluto. So it's almost like you're have cousin energy there with Scorpio. Okay. So your ruling planet enters Scorpio, Mars and Scorpio, on May 22nd, and it's going to be there till November 4th. The best placements for Mars, the planet of action, in the watery, deep, emotional sign of Scorpio, psychic sign of Scorpio. And so you're want to trust feeling to help you move forward. There's going to be a lot of forward moving energy for you. And you just want to be really careful on the 24th of the month and sometime, maybe a good week or so after that, because Mars is going to be squaring Pluto. Now, remember, Mars is the god of war in Greek mythology. Pluto is Hades in Greek mythology. There's a lot of intensity there. So please stay calm, stay clear, and move forward. You can get a lot done with Mars in Scorpio. Okay, so I think that's everything. There's a lot going on for you, Aries. And even though some of it's opposite you in Libra, just the fact of Saturn kind of moving back and forth and Neptune moving back and forth into your sign, that's a lot. And so be gentle and kind to yourself. And this too shall pass. It's going to lighten up for you, especially in 2026. Now, let's go in here. I want to first roll some dice and see what themes we have. These are the decks that I'm working with. I have some really nice new decks here. I'm really loving this Curious Travels deck. This is one of my favorite new ones. Although last time I was saying that this was my favorite new one, Magical Hours Tarot. I really like both of them. And I brought the Pastoral Tarot out and the Spirit of the Animals. So let's see what your dice say for the month. You're getting the north node of the moon in the sign of Sagittarius in the, what house is that? 6th house. Okay, so the north node is all about what we came here to do. And Sagittarius is a sign of freedom, travel, movement, higher learning, bigger picture, has to do with publishing. And the 6th house is Virgo's house of service and contribution. It's a Mercury ruled house. There's a lot of themes about writing here. Okay, a lot of things about getting focused, getting clear, freeing yourself up from the things that don't work for you, and getting into the details of what does. North Node, Sagittarius, 6th house. All right. So we'll keep that in mind as we get some cards on the table for you. Let's see what's the most important thing that you need to know this month, Aries. Let's see what's coming up for you. I have not looked at any of these cards yet, and so this is a live reading. Let's see what your spirit animal is for the month. Hard to shuffle. Okay, here we go. And your first card starting out is the Page of Pentacles. She's got that pentacle held up to her eye. It's almost like she's looking through the lens of that pentacle. Now, Pentacle's earth energy, so you want to stay really grounded. She's looking at what's of value. A page is young, so they have like a child's I don't know, imagination, playfulness about things. You are considered like the child of the zodiac. I think you and Gemini are considered that. You are the formation of, you're the first sign of the zodiac. You're the formation of the brain and the head. So we have the pentacle here up against the eye, looking at the value of things, maybe in a new light. You have the Page of Cups. So another page here, Page of Water. She's sipping her tea and sitting on a fish. And so it's very relaxed. There's a playful energy to it. There's a very watery, creative energy to it. With Mars, your ruling planet, moving into the watery sign of Scorpio, psychic energy will be through the roof. You will be able to evaluate what's important, make some room for some creative time. Let's see what your third card is here. It is the King of Cups, the King of Water, the King of Emotion. And he looks like he's a sailor, maybe even like the captain of the ship. And he's sitting there on shore, and he looks like he's having a cup of coffee, and he's just relaxing and enjoying and taking in the scenery. Has a similar vibe to this Page of Cups, although there's a more mature version of it there with the king. Kings go after what they want. There's a lot of creative energy here. Looks like you're looking at things through the lens of value and creativity. Let's see what your spirit animal is. And you got the owl, and it says magic. Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. Now, I think it's interesting. I don't know. If I was going to say an owl for any sign, I probably would say Scorpio, although Scorpio is already related to the eagle and the snake and the scorpion. But to me, the owl, the nighttime bird, they're so amazing. I'm so intrigued by owls. They are very interesting creatures. I one time looked up, are owls cannibals? Will they eat their own? And it says on occasion they will. Right? So an owl does what it has to do. An owl is quite the predator, quite the nighttime predator. And this is saying you can see through deception. And what is Scorpio good at? It's good at seeing through the lies and the deception. So as your ruling planet moves into moves into Scorpio, you need to trust feeling because it's going to give you the right direction of what's really going on. It's going to speak to you. So when things come up and you feel something and you're not sure why you feel it, your psychic energy is going to be higher this month. Now, let's see what you need to know as far as love goes this month. Let's put a couple cards into the pile of love. And then let's put a couple into the pile of work, career, all that good stuff. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull a card for your biggest, these are going in the work, your biggest challenge this month, and then a card for your biggest opportunity this month. And you're getting 2 for that. Okay, let's see what love has to say over here. We've got the Tower card. So this guy's falling, something's happening. He's fallen out of that building. And so the Tower is the lightning bolt striking. It's Uranus energy. We know Uranus is presently in the sign of Gemini. And so we see some things kind of a little rocky. Maybe there's some sudden insights about some things. Maybe your feelings are, validated that maybe some concerns are there that are true. But the Tower is there to break down what does not work for you. So we really need that to happen for our highest and best. You have the Ten of Swords here, so you got some heavy hitter energy here in your love department. Ten of Swords, I often joke and call this the acupuncture card because look at all those swords in her back. And the swords are all thoughts. So you've kind of come to the end of something. It's exhausting. Things are changing here. And then we get this really uplifting Ten of Cups, which is the happy family card. And we see three women kind of holding hands, almost looks like a bridal party. And there's all these cups in the sky and they're smiling. So there's a shift here. And Ten of Cups is also a shift because it's coming to the end of something and going into a new stage. So you're definitely having some changes. As far as love goes. Oh, those cards just all wanted to come out. All right, let's see. Let's give you one more here about love. What does Aries need to know? The Star. Okay. And interesting how the Star is kind of blocking her face. And then she looks like she's holding two cups in each hand. So it's almost like the hand of the universe is covering her face with this almost fabric that looks like a star. So the Star is also Aquarius. So is the Tower. The Star comes in after the Tower in tarot. The Tower is 16. The Star is 17. The Star gives us hope after some things have fallen apart, okay? And it almost feels like divine intervention with this hand coming out. So there's a shift here, but it looks like it's for the highest and best. Now let's go over into the work department, career department. We have the Three of Wands. Her arms are open to the future, the next stage, the next step. We have the Eight of Pentacles, which is a card of hard work. You can see this woman kind of looks like she's sewing together her crocheting, making a quilt. This is a card of hard work. And the Five of Wands, all these goats jumping around together. Five of Wands is either a card of, it's almost like teamwork gone bad. Although these goats, this is their natural element. This is what they do. Now we know that Mars is presently in Libra, which isn't its best spot. It wants to team up and have teamwork, which, like I said, Mars doesn't always want that. Aries, you're not known for teamwork. You're known for being independent. So if you can't play nice, step away, be polite. But we see that like creatures together, things might be a little feisty, but there is some energy here that can help you move forward with the Three of Wands. So hard work, contemplating working with others, seeing if you can do that nicely. Looks like a lot of forward progress as far as career goes. Let's look at the biggest challenge for the month. We have the Five of Swords. So you have the Five of Wands, the Five of Swords. Here's two blue jays. We know that they can really squawk around with each other. There's some arguments here, all right? There's a change of thought, and it looks like they're a couple, and you had some issues in the love department here. Let me see what the advice is for this challenge. What is the best advice here for the challenge for Aries this month? Three of Swords reversed. So there's some old pain coming up. It needs to be communicated about. Get to the bottom of it. And the Judgment card. Got to set some old things free here. So I think this goes back into your love reading. Old pain showing up. Old relationships showing up. So you may be feeling like the relationship that you're in now is repeating some of the things that maybe have happened before. But that's what happens when we don't clean up our energy field. We can repeat things because they didn't get a chance to find the proper resolution, right? You can have one relationship and say it breaks up terribly, and you're like, okay, I'm never doing that again. And you enter into a new relationship. Those old issues are always going to show up unless they have been dealt with. And so I see things here that things have not been dealt with. And you may be finding a repetition of what's going on. Let's see anything else here about that. The Two of Wands. And see how her shoelace is tied to the tree? So, and it's a relationship number. So you are tied to the past things that have happened, and you need to clear that up so that you can move forward. So maybe that's through jumping into some therapy sessions or really taking a look at your responsibility in these relationships from the past. Looks like she's holding an egg to me. So I don't know if you have like a past with someone that you had children with, but there's something here that's still interfering with your current relationship, and it needs to be freed up. Let's see what your biggest gift, your biggest opportunity of the month is. You have the Knight of Wands. Interesting how it's a salamander right on the nose of the horse. And I was told recently that the salamander is a symbol for protection from fire. So it's interesting that all these flames may be going on, but this horse is protected. The Knight of Wands, that would be you, Aries. You're the Knight of Wands. You're the Knight of Fire. And so there's a sense of protection, almost like you can go into these past pains in being protected and be able to heal it. Here's the Empress here. She's always giving birth to a new version of herself. And so there's a lot of opportunity for rebirth. There's a lot of fertile energy here for you. And the Empress is just a beautiful card of value. It's associated with the sign Taurus, and it's ruled by Venus. So you have a lot of Venusian kind of opportunities. This could be financial success. This can be the birth of the new you. Okay, clearing up the old, taking the opportunity this month to let some of these things go. See through deception. Let go of the past, as the owl said. Make room for a better life. You have the opportunity to make room for a better life here. And what's going on in your love life doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be over. It just needs to be dealt with. Some of these responsibilities fall to you, not just the other person. Some of the things you're experiencing are things from the past. A little bit of like, I get the vibe that there's a little bit of a stubbornness to take responsibility. And what else? It's just like, it's almost like it's time to grow up into the maturity of your true self. And you can't just walk away from old problems. They linger and follow. And so they're kind of catching up with you this month as Saturn goes back into Pisces to do its final karmic cleanup before it returns to you. And when it returns to you, it's coming back for 2.5 years. And so in order to take advantage of Saturn in your sign, where you can build something, where you can have, continue to build whatever's going on with your business over here, but you could build a life here, a happy one. And so take advantage of this time to clean up the past. You are beyond ready. You are like the Empress, 9 months pregnant and ready to give birth. And let this new version of you be the healed version of you. All right. Thank you for joining me, Aries. Have a beautiful month.